Hey dolls, this is Kisa, your favorite tarot reader, and I'm back with another reading today. This is going to be for our air signs. That's our Libras, Geminis, and Aquariuses. If you'd like a private reading, it's so crazy because it is cold here, and it's been so hot lately. Like Vegas has been hot, but it's cold, and I got my little space heater on. But at night, then I'll be putting my air on. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, if you like a private reading, they're available 7 days a week at fortuneexpo.com. How y'all doing? Okay. Let's get into it. We're going to go over air signs. What this person isn't telling you. I want to know. Do you want to know? I want to know. Obviously, you want to know because you over here. But what is this person not telling you? What is this person not telling you? Let's find out. Y'all remember the Tootsie Roll commercial when the owl was in there and they're like 1, 2, 3, 3. That is been in my head forever because how many legs does it take? You know what I'm saying? Random thoughts. All right, let's get into what we doing over here. Air signs. All right, so, air signs. Okay, so air signs. This is separate information. It's so interesting because these are not the cards for this deck, but I'm going to get to these general readings that this pulled up for you at the end of this reading. Let's see why that came up because that was a little weird for me. But let's see. All right, so when it comes to this person, what they're not telling you is that they're hurt. Now, you guys are at a distance. You haven't been talking to them, or there could just be a little bit frustration, a little shortness, but they're really upset. And the reason why they're upset, let's see, is because they feel like you don't respect them. They feel like you don't see them fully as who they are and what they've been dealing with and how far they've come. It's like you kind of stuck in the past with them. Like you just looking at how things used to be, but you aren't respecting their growth. They also feel like you guys fight too much. Feel like you fight too much. Feel like there's something always wrong. Or they feel like being in a relationship with you is very difficult because there's always something going on and there's no peace. These are things that they are afraid to say to you. Even literally this card is speaking about avoiding conversation. They want to lead. And what I mean by that is like in your relationship, they want to do more. They want to offer more. They want to lead, but they feel like you're blocking them from that. Some of you also are dealing with a person that's just very narcissistic and they want things their way. And they're frustrated that you are not allowing them to have that for various reasons. But they don't want to talk to you. Now what's going on here is like they interested in you though. This is a person that really loves you, really cares about you, really wants to, they want this relationship to develop more because they look at you as kind of like ideal. They look at you as a type of person, or you bring the type of energy that's like, okay, I want this person in my life. I want to be around this person. They want you. On paper, to them, you look great. But the thing about it is, emotionally, they just feel like you are checked out. They feel like you're not there. They also could be checked out emotionally as well because for some of them, they're already dating somebody else or interested in dating somebody else. It's really given that somebody else is in the picture and that's who they're kind of investing their energy on to think, or at least thinking about. And they want to give this like a really last hard try and like push, but it just seems like emotionally y'all not on the same page anymore. Talk to me about what's going on over there. Please tell me what's going on in the comments. Now here's what happened. Here's why. Okay. You know y'all gotta take what resonates and leave the rest alone. Some of y'all, what I see based on this so far, you was dealing with somebody, you was cheating on somebody, they went and got their lick back. They went and got their lick back. And you found out about it, you ain't like it. Now, when you did your dirt, they took you, they kept you. But now they doing their dirt and you upset about it. And that to me makes a lot of sense why all these cards are coming up like this. If that's not the story, this is a person that has a lot of different options and they just feel like you're too controlling or too overbearing, or they just don't like the way you navigate stressful situations and they rather deal with something softer, kinder, easier, right? Or this just could be a person that wants to just have control and wants you to do certain things and you're not doing it, so they're finding somebody who can. But I see either way this goes, for you, this is karmic. This is either something that you had to learn so that you can level up and go until whatever's coming next for you, or you did something in this relationship that's making them respond this way. Talk to me about what's going on in the comments, guys, because I'm trying to see why y'all is at odds like this. All right. Okay. So I'm just going to go over the end. I see this relationship ending. I see it ending, and I see it ending in more than one way. If this relationship is over and they don't want to give it a second chance, actually being away from you or being separated from this situation is helping them grow. And what's interesting about this card, it says one of those things, it says something that I always say all the time: let the dead things lie. Sometimes it's like, things aren't working, you don't want something, like you're over it, but you keep trying to like pull it in. You keep trying to make fetch happen. Fetch don't want to happen, babes. They don't want to be with you. They want somebody that's equally aligned with them. And I wouldn't take this necessarily I wouldn't take this personal. I would just take it as it's time to move on, because looking at this, it's like you are putting a lot of energy into this situation to show up a certain way, and it seems like you are constantly getting knocked down. For some of you, they have this high caliber of like expectations like you can't meet, and you really are exhausted. And I feel like for some of you, why this is karmic is because maybe you have relationships in your life or people in your life that treated you similar to this person, and there was a lot of triggering for you. For some of you, you are very triggered in this relationship, but you've been trying to push through it. But now as things are dissolving, you're kind of like, I have to heal this part of me before I try to do anything else like this. Okay, talk to me about that in the comments, guys. What does that mean? What's going on for y'all? Now, yeah, because you pretending to be one person, but that's not who you are. And you've been pretending just to be with this person. Now, when it comes to these other cards that I pulled, these weird odd cards that I pulled, the first one comes up is self-awareness. And what's interesting about that to me is that you are in this relationship, either somebody getting their leg back, somebody trying to control you, or somebody feels like you're too overbearing. You weren't tapped in right now. So whatever part of the story, no matter what story that is for you, that all signifies an imbalance. And it's like, I see you focusing on yourself. I see you telling yourself the truth, most importantly, and moving accordingly as you leave this relationship. But what card I love the most here is talking about self-love. Now, this person that you've been dealing with, this person that's been in your energy, they have kind of made you feel bad about yourself, feel like you're not good enough, not feel full, whole, and happy. But I see that changing. I see you getting back into yourself. I see you getting back into your energy. And I see you finding new ways to love yourself through not just your mindset, but how you eat, how you move, who you interact with. It's like, I definitely see you just going to do a total 360, right? And I love this for you. You know why? Because how you gonna love somebody if you can't love yourself? Okay, that's what RuPaul say. But this is hard right now and things look so stressful right now, but I promise you it's working out for the better and for your betterment. All right, guys, talk to me about what's going on in the comments. I'd love to know. I'll see you in the next video.